comments?
Still getting some reports of some power outages out
Not yet.
there.
Go ahead.
Some reported of some power outages right now. Also getting some reports of heavy rain, maybe a little bit of localized flooding on the roadways. We are live on Facebook, so if you want to send us your storm reports, we're getting in lots of good pictures. We will get to those eventually as we move towards the rest of the evening.
Okay.
Let me read some of the reports here.
I think.
Heavy rain, lightning strikes in Stewartsville. Let's see. Flash flood, knee-deep water on roads in city reported by the St. Joseph. That was called in to the emergency department. Wonder where that is at. In Buchanan County, it looks like it doesn't have a location just as of yet. We'll see if one of those comes in. A little bit of pea-sized hail coming into Gallatin right now as well. Getting reports of that. More power outages in Fawcett. Just got that report as well. Likely going to have a few more of those with these really strong wind gusts that are pushing throughout the area as well.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Seeing some power outages that are moving through Trenton, getting those reports pushing into the area right now. Still watching these severe thunderstorm warnings that have about half an hour for most of us that are moving through. But we'll be watching those flood warnings overnight, as that is going to be the concern after these storms move through. See what's going on Facebook here. All right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to let Julie take over for just a second, and I've got to do something here real quick. So, Julie, I'm going to go ahead and let you.
Okay. Jade, would you like to man Max 1?
Yes.
Jade doesn't have a microphone.
Okay. So right now, still looking at this severe thunderstorm warning that is moving through the St. Joseph area right now. You can see this leading edge. This is where we're seeing most of those power outages that are reported along the leading edge of this storm, is where we do have reports of wind gusts. So we are still under a severe thunderstorm warning across most of the areas along that leading edge that go until 9:45 or 10, depending on where you are at in the area. And along those leading edges of the storm, this is where we're seeing these highest wind gusts. So with the severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect right now, we could see up to about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which is enough to see some power outages out there. So that will be the possibility as you move towards the rest of the evening. You can see here in St. Joseph, we're behind that leading edge. So I think the strongest winds are out of our area. It's still pretty breezy out there. The second threat that we're watching for is all this rain that is out there right now, and we're going to continue to see all this rain that's up towards our north continue to push down towards the south. Some areas I've already picked up a few inches of rain. We've gotten some really good reports on Facebook. Keep those coming in over the next few hours of what you're seeing in your backyard as far as rainfall. And it looks like this is going to continue to move through. You can see I'm still watching a little bit of some redevelopment off in Nebraska and Kansas right now. Good news is it's not within severe limits, so it's something we'll have to keep an eye on. But it still has some pretty good rainfall. And if you look at all these green outlined boxes, these are flash flood warnings right now. And I was watching some of the Facebook comments that were coming in when Mike was talking, and we're seeing lots of pooling on the roadways out there, and a couple roadways reported being flooded already. So if you have anything that you have to do out and about this evening, you're going to want to be really careful out there when you're driving. I would probably still give it about 20 to 30 minutes so we get this heaviest rain out of our area, but want to turn around and don't drown, because the flash flooding is a risk that I think a lot of people don't think of out there. Let's see. I have a flash flood warning in effect until 2:15 a.m. Okay. So you can see we still are watching these flash flood warnings, and I still do have this tornado watch or tornado warning out there. Grundy and Sullivan counties, that one goes until 9:30. So we do have about 6 minutes left on that one if you're out towards that area. It's still radar indicated, so not a confirmed tornado, but it is a warned storm. So if you're in the line of that storm, you're definitely going to make sure you are taking cover. The rest of us just still dealing with these severe thunderstorm warnings across the area, mainly just on this leading edge right here. And you can see things in St. Joseph are going to rapidly get better over the next 20 to 30 minutes because that edge of the storm is out of our area, but expect the rainfall to continue as you move towards the next few hours. Looking up towards Rockport, I am seeing a little bit of some redevelopment up there. And Jade, if you could turn on the lightning for me, and we'll see what those thunderstorms are doing right now, moving across the area. Just looking at that redevelopment, I think we could have a few stronger thunderstorms out there. Yeah, still tons of lightning. We did take a lightning strike here in St. Joseph. The good news is, when I'm looking up towards extreme northwest Missouri, not a ton of lightning out there. So as things progress throughout the rest of the evening, I think this is going to become more of a rain event for most of us, which is still a concern with all those flash flood warnings out there, but not as much lightning up towards the north. So things likely going to be pretty soggy out there over the next few hours. But once we get down from this leading edge of the storm, it looks like we should be done with that wind threat. But we still did have that tornado warning off in Sullivan and Grundy counties. So that is still going to be a possibility, even though our tornado watch was canceled. We'll still be watching for that, because once these storms get into a line, we usually don't see as much of a tornado threat out there. It becomes a straight line wind threat, and then eventually, as these storms start to train, a little bit more of a flooding threat. But we could still see embedded rotation, which could spark some of these tornado warnings. So have a close eye on that. We will over the next few hours. But I think for most of us, the main thing we're going to be concerned about is those straight line winds. So if you live down near Plattsburgh, Cameron, or off near Chillicothe into Davis, that's where this leading edge is slowly pushing towards your area. So likely going to get a little bit noisy. If we can move this a little bit down towards the South, Jade, and look a little bit closer near Plattsburgh and Cameron, you can see this leading edge right here. This is where we're seeing 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts out there that could knock power for some of us, and that will continue to push down towards the south and the east. So overall, once this leading edge of the storm pushes out of our area, I think a lot of us are going to have a little bit of a calmer night out there. We're not going to be seeing as many of the thunderstorms, but it does look like we still have lots of rain out there. So let's go ahead and back this up and look at the entire system. These storms are starting to develop more of just a mesoscale cyclone kind of look. You can see they're just a big area of showers and a few thunderstorms out there. So leading edge is the worst of it, and then after that we still have lots of rain to move through. Moving more towards the east right now, but it has a little bit of a southerly direction with that leading edge of thunderstorms. So if you live off towards the east near Trenton and Chillicothe, you still have quite a ways to go through of these storms. If you're on the Kansas side, things are looking better and better. A little bit of redevelopment over there, so it's not going to be quite quiet, at least for another hour or two, but things are looking better and better as we move towards the next few hours. So still seeing this leading edge that I'm worried about, and we still have this severe thunderstorm warning here in St. Joseph that goes for about another half an hour, so it's going to go until 10 p.m. And then off towards the east, we are still watching another severe thunderstorm warning. This one that includes Chillicothe, King City, that one goes until 9:45. And just about 3 more minutes left of this tornado warning that is in Sullivan and Grundy County, pushing right off towards the east at 50 miles an hour, radar indicated, but still definitely want to take cover if you are in the line of the storm. Mike, are we getting any reports on Facebook right now?